We just boarded the world's largest cruise ship, and today we're going to bring you along for our first impressions. We're talking the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ooh.
Hey everybody, what is up? I'm Jordan.
And I'm Jared.
And this is JJ Cruise. Thank you so much for clicking the thumbnail today and watching the video. We're talking the good, bad, and ugly of Wonder of the Seas. But before we do that, we just want to take a moment to say thank you.
Yes.
We have a lot of new subscribers here on the channel, and we could not be more thrilled to have you along for the journey.
If you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button and share with a friend. All we do is cruise. We are obsessed with cruising.
Let's kick this off by talking about the bad. We are going to get into some of the negative things and the negative feelings we've had about the ship. We are going to start this by talking about our room. What kind of room did we get?
Yeah, so we got a virtual balcony, and this is the first time we've ever gotten a virtual balcony stateroom. Now, keep in mind, this is not a first for Wonder of the Seas. There are other virtual balconies in the Royal Caribbean fleet. However, this is our first time, so we do have to talk about it. Unfortunately, our virtual balcony shut off after the first night. We did get maintenance to come in, they fixed it, and we came back to film it, and it's shut off again. We don't know what's going on. Even when it is on, it is different than we assumed. It is a live video feed, and so when it's dark at night, it is very, very grainy and not much to look at.
And when they're washing the side of the ship, it looks like there's this like torrential downpour outside. Yeah, it's just not what we thought it would be. It's cool that it gives you real-time views off of the ship, but this is not an upgrade that we feel like is worth it, especially given the fact that it is now broken twice. You can see in the video, it's just a black screen because it currently just is not working.
Moving on to one of our favorite places on any cruise ship, the casino. So unfortunately, not necessarily for us, but for a lot so far after the first night in the casino, they are realizing there's a lot of different slot machines. Now the table games are relatively the same, but it is a very different configuration than the other Oasis class ships. And the slot machines are also very different as well.
Now, we personally don't have a huge issue with this. We
No.
found some fun games in the casino, but almost every person we've talked to on the ship so far says they hate the casino and they hate the games that they have put in the casino. Now, we're not sure. This ship was originally supposed to be for the Asian market, so there is a chance that these games could have been ordered before they made the switch to the United States. Or maybe this is just the future of slot machine gaming, and these are the new types of games that we're going to see on ships. Either way, it has been a negative thing for a lot of the guests on the ship.
Transitioning into the next point, it actually relates to that of the casino. In place of another popular venue for us on board, they have put in a VIP golden room, which is just another small smoke-free casino in place of Jazz on 4. Now we love this venue on the other Oasis class ships. You can really go in for a beautiful night of music, live bands and singers and just jazz. We love that venue on the other ship, so it is duly missed. However, there is a golden room to replace it, so if you're in the casino a lot, maybe you liked it a little bit more.
We're gonna hop up to the pool deck and talk about the pool deck configuration. Now, for the most part, the pool deck is awesome, and we're gonna get to that in a little bit. There's something though that we always watch out for, and that is the amount of stairs on the pool deck. This pool deck has a lot more stairs than most. There's a lot of tiers to the pool deck, which makes it really beautiful, really modern, and really cool looking. But of course, we're always looking out for those that may have accessibility issues, or it may just be harder for you to move around on the pool deck. We seem to think that it's a negative.
And to be clear, for those with mobility issues, there are paths to the entire pool deck. You just might have to go a long way around instead of go straight through like you would normally do on the other Oasis class ship. So that is what we're looking out for here. It's yet to be seen if it's going to be a true hazard for us or not, or for anyone else. Finally, one of the venues that has been so sought after for the release of Wonder of the Seas, we're really worried about. Our first impression of the Vue Bar, which is a beautifully laid out bar overlooking the ocean in place of hot tubs near the solarium. Well, it may just be a little too small.
Every single evening, this bar has been completely packed. In the mornings, it's less packed, but for the size of the bar, we just think that it was too small for the overall ship. You know, the ship holds 7,000 guests, so we don't like to see small venues on large ships because, of course, you're paying a lot of money to come on these ships, and you should have access to every venue and space that you want to get into. And the Vue Bar is one of those that we could see once the ship is at 100% capacity, it being impossible to get to during certain points of the day.
Now, it might be the excitement, and maybe that's why it was so packed the first few nights. So it's yet to be seen, and we'll definitely give a full review at the end of the cruise if it is a problem or not. Now that is it for the bad. However, we still have our ugly at the very end of the video, and you want to know. I mean, this is something, if you want to book or if you are going on Wonder of the Seas, you have to know the ugly. So stay tuned to the end. But let's get into some positives, and there's a lot.
There is a lot.
Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas has a lot of positives. The world's largest cruise ship is making good news headlines as well. And first and foremost is the size of the stateroom. We have an inside stateroom, and the size of storage, the amount of storage, the overall size, the size of the bathroom impressed us.
We love this room, and for an inside stateroom, compared to other inside staterooms on other ships and cruise lines that we've sailed on, it just feels bigger. It's about the same size, I think, of most balcony rooms, obviously without the balcony, but we just think this room is great, especially for the price. If you're cruising on a budget, this room is a great room to get in on. All right, let's talk a little bit about the overall look and feel of the ship. Now, in terms of the tones and the colors, it's very different from the other Oasis class ships. In the hallways, you've got blue carpeting and bright blue doors. In other areas of the ship, you have a lot of like deep maroons and browns, and the ship overall feels a lot more lush. It reminds us of a celebrity ship. Actually, we were talking to one of the JJ crew, and they agreed there's like celebrity influence from Celebrity Cruise Line found on this ship. Overall, we really like it, and it feels, I don't know, it feels modern.
Yeah, I mean, and just so you know, Celebrity is the premier brand of Royal Caribbean, so it's a step up, and so what we're saying is it does really feel like it's getting to that step up layer, and that means your money is really going to really good use.
They also put a lot of time and effort into the art and the art installations on the ship.
I was just about to say that. The art is some of my favorite things, and I'm not just talking about art on walls, I'm talking about sculptures. And I mean, you obviously have this huge cowboy hat in the promenade that is just ginormous and just there and proud and loud and a perfect photo op. But then across the ship, you have other installations like elephants. You have these astronauts with these giant hearts, which are my favorites. I absolutely think that is modern art to the core, and it is perfect for Wonder of the Seas.
And in Central Park, you have very quirky statues that some people might think are creepy. We really like them.
Oh, yeah.
So overall, we just think the art and the color and the tones of the ship, Royal Caribbean's done a really good job. We had to add them to our good list.
Let's talk about the mason jar. Now, we obviously want to make sure that we give a full review, and we have our full review posted online, so we won't talk about the actual food here because our first impression of mason jar is what's important, and that is that it is such a cute venue. I mean, we are here for what they're trying to do. It really makes you feel at home. Now, we've seen this with some of the other restaurants on past cruises. For example, the fact that they updated Giovani's to make a very similar feel, like it's your grandma's kitchen. That is just going to the next level for the Southern comfort, and I love it.
We also love the fact that I thought the mason jar was just going to be a restaurant, but it's not. Half of it is a full-fledged bar where you can get late night eats, you can enjoy live music, and you can get some of the best drinks at any specialty restaurant across all cruise lines. We absolutely love the bar portion of the mason jar. Overall, it was a great experience for us, and we can't wait to go back.
Let's get some sun outdoors on the pool deck, and we didn't even mention this when we're talking about the color scheme, about outside. The Caribbean colors on the pool deck are phenomenal. We love the color scheme out there, but on top of that, is the new stadium seating. And this stadium seating is right on the opposite side of the actual world's largest movie screen at sea. So you can find the best flick at sea at night while cruising on the ocean with the ocean breeze. I love that. I also, with that, do love the fact that they do have layers in regards to where the lounges are. Now, obviously with layers comes stairs, and that could be a negative. That's why we put that in the back column. But overall, I really like the pool deck.
Something in particular that we want to call out on the pool deck is the infinity hot tubs. They are so awesome. Again, it just brings this extra design element to the pool deck that is really, really cool. Now, we first saw these infinity hot tubs on Odyssey of the Seas, and so this may become the new normal in terms of hot tubs for Royal Caribbean. But I love the fact that the hot tub sits up above the pool. It's clear, it's see-through. You can sit out and look and watch the ocean, or watch something on the world's largest movie screen. It is a great addition to the pool deck, and we absolutely love it.
Lastly, for the pool deck is the solarium. The solarium is by far our favorite part of the pool deck, and we might just be a little bit biased because we're adults and we love to get away and just relax in the solarium. Well, with the update here, it is very similar to Symphony in the fact of the pool, but then you have these additional waiting pools that you have so many lounge chairs to just relax in, maybe read a book, be on your phone if you want to scroll through Instagram. It is so relaxing, it is so peaceful, but more than anything, the amount of space and air, it's just so rejuvenating.
It is so open, and
yes,
the entire solarium is covered. So we haven't seen this on the other Oasis class ships before, but the ceilings are like so tall. It feels so open. You of course have an elephant there in the solarium as well. You've got the bar. We could not love this solarium more. It may be our favorite solarium.
It may be.
Of all time. We'll have to see towards the end of the week.
It may be.
So far it's in the running. So far on the ship, the food has been great.
Oh, and everyone's talking about it.
And everybody is talking about it. Now, we have, full disclosure, only had one meal in the main dining room so far, but the food was delicious. The service was incredible. And everything we've eaten from, we've tried Sorrento's, we've tried the Dog House.
Cafe Promenade.
We've tried Cafe Promenade. Everything that we have eaten has been very, very good. Especially, we know, on maiden voyages, there can be some missteps in the food and some big mistakes. And sure, is that going to happen this week? I am sure that it is.
Of course.
But so far, the food, quality, taste, presentation has been excellent.
And that goes also into the service on board. And we want to talk about how high of accolades we need to give this crew, because it feels like they've been on the ship for months, doing this job for months.
Yeah.
They know everything, or at least they come across as knowing everything in the best of ways. We've been on multiple main voyages, also cruise restart from the pandemic, and what we have seen is a lot of times crews are still getting used to things on main voyages.
Which is understandable.
That's why we're so impressed with the amount of quality service on Wonder of the Seas. Lastly, for the good here, this was also surprising. You all know there's a lot of vloggers, media, and even some executives, I think, are on board. So everyone worries about the Wi-Fi. Now, of course, there's always going to be some bumps with Wi-Fi. You're at sea, but we have been so impressed. The Wi-Fi has been fantastic across the ship for us, and we are a little shocked.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. Obviously, if you didn't see, we were able to upload a full hour-long ship tour on the first day, so we've been really, really happy with the Wi-Fi, especially given, again, a new ship where things can go wrong.
And a lot of access, a lot of people posting to Insta. I'm sure you noticed we have not talked about entertainment both on good or bad yet, and that is just because we have not been able to access the entertainment yet. Most of the shows are middle of the cruise. I think there was an ice skating show the first night, but we went to Mason Jar at the same time, and we could not reschedule. However, to give you an update here for anyone that is cruising soon, what is on board here is going to be Seasons 365 on ice. That is what happened the first night, and it's throughout the cruise. You have InTENse, the all-female led Aqua Show, which we're so excited for. It is on board. We have Voices on the main stage, which is a little mix of live voices with digital recorded voices for a concert feeling, and then a lot of headliner acts that some of them that we've seen on Odyssey and some of these other brand new ships. They're bringing them on board here as well. But later in the season is going to be Effectors too. And we actually got invited to a little sneak peek of how Effectors got documented and how it came to form. So we can't wait to see that later this cruise as well. There is no Broadway show announced, and we do not expect there to be one. We know we don't want to be the bearer of bad news. However, that is the #1 comment we get, so we wanted to make sure that is well known.
It is time to talk about the ugly. We picked one thing that we think is just really, really bad so far on the ship. Something that we hope will change in the future.
It will change. I have high hopes.
Okay, hopefully it will change in the future, but at least for this voyage so far, it's been a bit of a mess. And that is specialty dining reservations. Now for this particular cruise, something happened and they oversold on specialty dining. And after the first day, even within the first few hours, if you did not book a specialty dining restaurant, you're not going.
And this is especially true for the Mason Jar or for some of those top picks, like 150 Central Park even.
Yeah, no, people are really upset that they're not able to access the specialty dining. This has not been much of an issue before, even on other Oasis class ships that were full. We had no problem getting into specialty dining throughout the week. But for this week on the maiden voyage, that has been a really big problem. A lot of people are very unhappy. So here is our tip. If you are coming on the Wonder of the Seas in the next few months, do whatever you have to do to book your specialty dining before you get on board. Book early and book as soon as you know you're going to be going to one of these restaurants. Otherwise, you may miss out.
Yeah, and of course, we know that you don't know the schedule. We are posting that to our Facebook page here of the Daily Cruise Compass, so hopefully that'll help out, but it can always change. But better have it booked and try to change it than not be able to try some of these new places ever.
Okay, well that was it. The good, bad, and ugly. Thank you again for all of the new JJ crew we have in the house.
Yes.
We love you. We appreciate you. Because of your support, we're able to do what we do.
Yes, so thank you for that. But if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that like button on the way out and leave a comment. What are your thoughts of the first impressions of Wonder of the Seas? We have to be honest. This is different than the other Oasis class ships. It is more surprising that it has a lot more differences than we came in thinking about. So leave your comments below. Do you feel like this is just another Oasis class ship? Or do you really like some of the different aspects that we've shared with you today? Let us know. We want to hear from you.
Well, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, see ya.